When in doubt, block stuff out. What's going on, people? Century Mad Collector here, back again with, in what feels like forever, another man cave update. Anyone that has been following along with the past couple of videos here on the channel regarding this whole collection room build out, I still plan to, very much so, plan to release the 3 big phase videos that will cover the entire process from start to finish. Phase 1 is out right now. It's been out for the past couple of months now. So go check that out to catch yourselves up if you haven't already. I also released a shorter man cave update video not too long after that, just to keep you guys apprised of everything that has been going on. Phase 2 has been in the works ever since. This has been a very lengthy process, and I wanted to give you guys some updates along the way, since there has been ample time in between the release of Phase 1 and Phase 2, which is still happening right now. So my mind has changed several times as far as the layout and configuration of this room. The one nice thing about this whole process taking a while is that it has given me a ton of time to think about what I want to do here. And I think I finally have what should be the final layout for this room. So I'm going to flip around the camera right now and walk through all of this with you guys. This will also be a part of the Phase 2 video that eventually comes out whenever this room gets built. But just to catch you guys up briefly, as you guys can see here, the process has started. Go check out the Phase 1 video if you haven't already on the channel. It will show you all of this, the cost breakdown. And then I have another shorter update, as I mentioned, that goes over some other things. We just got our permit basically from the time of the last video update to right now, which is August, I think today is August 12th. I was going through the process of getting a permit for the basement here just to cover myself. That has gone through. I have to now have my contractor go to the town and actually receive the permit itself, which is another 900 bucks. That's a different story, but that is all done just about, and we will be resuming construction. But for the past couple of months, I've had an opportunity to really walk down, through this room, through this space like a madman, talking to myself, whether it's, between walking, the walkthroughs I have down here by myself or on my daily walks outside, thinking about what I want to do here. I think I've finally come down with the layout of this room for both statues and action figures. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you guys right now what I'm thinking. Okay guys, and I am currently standing behind what will be the door to the collection room that we are about to step into. As you can see on the ground here, I have these blocks. I've literally blocked out what I believe will be the final configuration for the statue room. This main room is going to be the statue room, and back there, that nook is going to be the toy room. Until I laid down these blocks, which was yesterday, I should have done this a long time ago. Any and all of my ideas previously that I liked, I didn't wind up loving the ideas. Same as we talked about with collectibles. I can't just like it, especially with this. I need to make sure that I am 110% confident that I love the idea of what I'm doing. And I think when it comes to big premium collectibles like the statues that I have and have incoming, I want to make sure that the flow of the room is correct and the viewing angles are correct. And blocking this stuff out the way I did has greatly helped me understand both of those things. The flow of the room, the viewing angles, the measurements, the dimensions of what I want to do and what I need. All of that has been much easier for myself to feel good about and to confirm by just simply laying down these blocks. So without any further delay, why don't we step through the imaginary door here and I'll show you what's going on in my crazy mind. So you can just forget about the power tools here. This cube right here, I don't know, I forget what the exact measurements are for this cube, but as you can see, These blocks, every single cube here, so this one, all of these, as we step through, they're all going to be 30 inches deep. The depth is important because a lot of the pieces I have run very deep, or they have, mini busts that you can display that I would like to have on display with them. So I want to make sure that I have ample space for all of that, and I plan to put up lighting on all of these cubes as well. So, and I don't want any of these statue bases to necessarily stand over or cover them. So each one of these cubes will be 30 inches deep, and each one of these cubes will be 36 inches high, tall. I think that will give the best viewing angles for all of the stuff that I have, which is 1/3 scale and 1/4 scale, big 1/4 scale, oversized 1/4 scale Prime 1 statues. So 36 inches high, about belt high, for me, and 30 inches deep. I think those are the two measurements that really matter most. The length really just depends on the flow of the room. So this, this is going to be for my 3rd scale Batman Prime 1 collection. And that's going to go up against this wall. I also have a wall mountable light up, Batman like retro light up. Shout out to John and Toywiz on that. This is going to be walking space. So it was important to me that I give ample space for this stuff. And initially, one of the things I wanted to do or was thinking about doing with this build out was to build up. And building up would obviously give me a lot more room for a lot more stuff, but I personally cannot stand viewing something looking down like that on the floor or feathering the ceiling. I just don't like that. I'm not spending $2-3 grand on a statue, for it to be up in the ceiling like, the freaking, the Ring. The chick from The Ring, crawling through I don't want it on the ceiling, and I don't want to have to lay down an army crawl to look at it. So that's just me. I also don't necessarily love the look of that. To me, that just feels cluttered. I'm very OCD, and I like things nice and neat. I want to be able to view something and, eye level, or if something needs to be a little higher, that's fine. But I like to view things at eye level, and I think with this setup, even though I will have less, I do believe less is more, and you'll be able to really focus and appreciate the art that I'm going to display here. So we're only going to do one plane, one level, and it's going to be 36 inches high. That's across the room. So this is one cube, and one of the other things I was going to do that I'm not going to do is I was going to connect this whole thing. So it was going to go from here, Ellen, to here, right, break at that room, and then it was going to just all 30 inches deep of wall space for cabinets, for custom cabinets. Blocking the stuff out, I mean, you could even just see it. Like this room is going to close up fast. And I also just don't like I don't think I would like the look of, as much as it's gallery style, which is what I'm going for, I don't necessarily like the look of just one big connecting thing around the room. Like I want some separation. So that's what I've done, and I'm okay with sacrificing some space for that. It also helps, I think, blocking this stuff out and fracturing it out the way I'm doing it now, to me, gives me obviously better room to walk around, better viewing angles. If I come over here, we have statues up right here. If we can just, imagine that. I can look at them from other angles. I can kind of get into here where I wouldn't be able to before. I can use this wall, which will be empty, for art. So I figure I can put art that fits the theme of this. So I can put like some Batman stuff I have over here, right? And then we move on to the next cube, which is more than likely going to be my Predator, 1/3 Predator Prime 1 display right here. Then I could also put some like Predator art that I have over there. And of course I can put stuff behind it if I want. But I do think a nice way to kind of even separate this stuff even more is to just pair the art next to what I'm doing. So this is going to be Batman. And the other thing too for me, I had to make some hard decisions. the art concept and direction of the stuff that I have, I had to say no to the Marvel 1/3 line, even though, I mean, I'm saying that now, I guess, because it could definitely go with the Batman wall. But my Batman pieces are all dark and gritty. You know, they either border on the theme of horror or they are a part of the horror genre, Batman Damned. So I think this stuff fits with everything I have. So I'm going to have my bat suits here, my Predator suits here, all 1/3. This is going to be open. One thing I didn't have before and I really wanted to have, and I think it's going to work and look really nice and be great for a gallery style, fit and walk through here. This is going to be a 30 by 30 by 36 inch high cube that I'm probably going to put my PCS Clouth Dragon on. I think that would be a really cool thing to kind of greet everybody as you walk in. I think that'll look really good right here. So, and I think without that, it was either going to be like a seating area, which I think would just be a little too bulky and weird. This is just going to be a walk-through space, all of it. And, in the back, I can have some, room for casual seating on the inside of the toy room or something. But, and of course, I want to be able to mobilize my YouTube setup and use any backdrop I want. And I will have space for that, even with all this in here. So this is a nice thing to put in the middle of the room to kind of break things up further, to create, some shape around what would be a pretty open, shapeless sort of space. And it gives me an extra area to put something. So I'm going to use this for a standalone piece. And then off to the left here, from the beginning of that wall all the way down to here, that's going to be one big ass cube. And that's going to be for my Lord of the Rings Prime 1 collection, which should house that pretty nicely and easily. Then we come over here and there's going to be open space right here. So you can walk to the side and look at everything this way, including the piece that's going to be right here. And then from this wall all the way to the end of this block, this is going to be my Berserk, a mix of 1/3 scale, 1/4 scale. Berserk line is going to go here from the end of the wall to these blocks right here. So essentially you have from there to that wall is a cube, space, another long cube to the end of that wall. That's the door. Cube that goes to the end. So, it's symmetrical to me. It's like that, the walls facing each other, end, go all the way to the end. And then space, Predator display, standalone display, and that's the statue room. And as we walk down into the toy room, which is dark because there's no light over here, so sorry about that. This I'm going to probably use for my graded card display. So it's, again, 30 inches deep coming out here. We need space to get through. So once you get to this spot, it opens up nicely, I think. And then here, just on the wall, I'll have a big graded card display. I don't know. I might have a floating shelf below it. I don't know yet, but I'm probably going to have two different graded card displays. One for like my Magic the Gathering stuff, and then the other for Marvel. And then we walk into the toy room. So the toy room, this is something I thought of yesterday because I did want to have, and I was trying to think about ways to, keep some of the stuff open, and not just enclosed in a case. And I wanted to have custom shelving at one point, but I think with it coming out, the depth of it coming out too deep in a room that's a little smaller might be weird and just simply wouldn't work. So I think, and these panels I think are great for something, unique, and I want to keep obviously everything clean. So I'm going to do a couple of probably 3 floating shelves that I can put, I just plan to put like vintage either play sets or standalone pieces on those. I think I love the look of it, just gives that toy room feel to me. So I'm going to put 3 floating shelves on that panel. Over here will be 2 TerraVaults. I will put a link in the description to the TerraVaults below. I did mention them in a previous video. or two. They look great. They come with, their Wi-Fi enabled, come with custom lighting. So they're 40 inches wide, both of each, I should say. So I'm gonna put 2 TerraVaults here, more floating shelves here, right? So just to recap, 3 floating shelves, 2 cabinets, 2 TerraVaults, 3 more floating shelves. On this wall will be 2 cabinets, and then on this wall will be 2 cabinets. And the small little panel space in between the cabinets here and the cabinets there will be most likely some original art, and then more original art over here walking in with nothing below it, so you can actually get into the damn room. And that's pretty much it. So I'm really excited about all of this. As you guys can see the space, it's about, what I've carved out down here is about 700 of the 1,500 square feet for this room. I think that's a good space for me. I don't want any more. I don't want this collection getting away from me. And I'm gonna make it work. And I think this will be the best way to view all of the stuff that I have in the way that I want, without it becoming too overwhelming or too cluttered, or not giving the collection and the collectibles that I have the justice that they deserve. Okay guys, and that's gonna wrap it up for this latest walkthrough. Thank you as always for stepping through this space with me and this crazy space with me here today. I'm very excited for all of the change coming down here. I'm very confident in all of the change coming down here. As far as next steps go, I need to get my contractor, Chris, to go and obtain the permit for me, physically obtain it, so we can get that stupid thing and get that fully done, completed, and over with. I need to then get the cabinet maker back here and do another walkthrough, just as we did here today, because things have drastically changed over the past several months since we went through our initial walkthrough. I need to find an electrician to do this job, because that is one of the next steps coming. We're going to do some sheetrocking and some tiling and painting. I'm gonna go with a red paint on the walls, I should say. I think that will pair nicely with the art concept and design that I have for all of my pieces. Statues really, mainly, since those will be open and out and exposed. I think the ceiling I'm gonna do black, and the flooring will be a blackish gray tile, going for that like dark, warm, somewhat gritty studio vibe that I think will be really nice, and something that I'll enjoy. So that's the idea for the paint scheme for the room. So we've got a lot ahead that will all be documented in the phase 2 video coming out, hopefully sooner than later. And always remember, folks, when in doubt, block stuff out. Peace.